My dear friends, I'm LBN Porathur, a political analyst, Indo-Canadian here in Canada and Toronto. This message is for all Keralites and Malayalis and all type of Indians working in America, living and working in America and Canada. Why we should vote against Biden and Harris? There are two things. Biden proclaimed to be a Catholic, but a Pharisaic, Hippocratic Catholic, because he disobeyed the commandment of God's commandment, don't kill. He support all the right way, killing the babies, what we call abortion, which is taken for granted in India and Kerala. Nobody make any noise there. But American politics is a very big problem. And my problem as a Catholic, to all my Catholic friends and people of any faith, Protestant, evangelical in Kerala, and especially during this election, it's already October 21st today. In America, think to yourself, ask the question to your conscience, and teach your children and young people who have voting power. Should we vote for abortion support, people who support and legalized abortion in America? It is against God's commandment, not any human commandment. Killing. Now there will be so many arguments when abortion can be done or not. I'm talking in a general way. In Mr. Biden, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they're fundamentally wrong in the political ground. And they will impose that one on the Catholic churches. When Mr. Trump took charge as the president in 2016, and soon after in January, he calls Sisters of the Poor to the White House, because those sisters made a complaint in the circuit court and even Supreme Court that they have been forced by Obamacare. There are good things in Obamacare, as I understood, so many ways. But there are so many bad things also. In the guise of the mask, not the mask of our corona, the mask of that health care, they got an agenda for Mr. Obama and the radical feminists and everybody in the Democratic Party and Green Party and radicals to impose and destroy babies born in the womb and destroy the marriages. I don't go more about that one, but I said they are for them. And can you, as a voter or citizen or a Christian or Catholic, can vote for this kind of people? That's my challenge to you. Think to your mind when you indirectly support abortion, and then you go to the church and receive communion. Even Pelosi, the speaker lady, was denied communion some years ago by Colorado Archbishop that time, Chapu. I heard something about Joe Biden also somewhere in New Jersey or some other churches. I don't know exactly. But that is a thing. Some priests are very clear. Whether you are a political leader or vice president or president candidate, nothing. When you publicly support abortion, you are not worthy of receiving the Lord's body and blood, like any other mortal sin. And this is a public scandal and mortal sin. And especially on that behalf, you have to vote against them and support a God-fearing, pro-life man like Mr. Trump. Secondly, he wants to sell all your property and economy. I'm not an economist, I'm a politician. I'm a legal man. I'm a theologian. I'm a philosopher. I'm a critic. But as far as I know, all the big companies in China, were brought back, most of them back to America. China exploited the American companies and exploited their own citizens with low, poor labor conditions. Nobody knows what is happening in China. How many people died in China? We will not know the number. All we know, the Wuhan University brought that virus. Maybe, I doubt, as a part of biological weapon, indirectly to bring down all the economies of the world and make China powerful overall countries. Now we don't hear anything from them. So that's another mystery. The dictator, totalitarian regime of CP and Communist Party of China. Let us be clear. Do we want to support that kind of people and become slaves of China? I remember, unlike any other president in the old way, even Republican, Democratic, they used to invite British Prime Minister or somebody from that area to be the first guest in White House. Mr. Trump, I noticed why he invited CP or Xi of China for the first foreign leader. That is diplomacy. He tried to persuade him, and he himself went to Beijing, but he understood they cannot be trusted. They can never be trusted. Their ambition is much, much greater. You can look at his face and smiling there, cunning smile of that man. And not only him, everybody, from the time of Mao Zedong until now. Much worse were other people. Now after giving the permission to join the World Trade Organization by Clinton government, they become more powerful, exploiting and taking all the wealth of the farmers and business people of America, taking all the white-collar jobs. How many of you know that? Many of you are working in the hospital, nurse or health workers. You don't understand. But many of them lost work in America. When Trump took over, when he failed, he made a lot of argument with them. Or the name of tariff, imposing duties on Chinese. And he threatened American company to come back to Detroit, Ford and GM and every company. That's what I understood. I saw that one. And now Detroit is growing again. Before he took over during the time of Obama, it was a kind of what you call empty land, desert land. No much work. They had big board, Motor City. I saw that in Detroit. I went there. But the companies were produced in the car in China or India. And nobody knows American thought of that one. Because we are busy with our own family, our own problem, mortgage, rent, and lifestyle. We never thought of what is happening. So politically and economically, he now changed the line or political line of America. That's another reason we should help him to come back to power again within 2 weeks ahead by making him a pro-life man, a man who believes in God and faith and prayer, a man who wants to uplift the American people, not the rich corporations or the leaders of the political parties, congressmen, senators of any party there. So far, he did not do that one. And that's what I appreciate and thank God. So vote for Mr. Trump and Pence in this coming election out of good conscience as a good Christians and good Sikh religious people and good Hindus and good Islam believers in America. LB and Poratur, Toronto, Canada.